cursing at me that I needed to do X is a fucking threat.
Was that
It's a worse threat. It's a worse threat. Worse threat.
Was that an answer to Renewal?
Yeah, it was. It's a worse threat. The other way is a worse threat. So here, I'll even show you. I can actually demonstrate this to you. So if one cop said, "Do what I say, or I'm going to put you in a chokehold," right? Then you would say that's an implicit threat, right?
No, that's a direct threat.
Yeah. It's a direct threat. The cop next to him gets up and he starts screaming in your face and cursing in your face. Would you feel threatened?
Was it after the guy told me he was going to put me in a chokehold? Before?
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't think he's going to put me in a chokehold.
Oh, God, dude. Okay. Well, now that we're done with that, now that we're done with this series of lies, I guess we can move on to the next one. A cop
really
got in your face and it was screaming and cussing at you. Yeah. You wouldn't feel threatened.
So I'm curious. You think it's?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
so
bro.
I'm just curious. Do you think it's more or less authoritarian if you intentionally circumvent the Constitution?
I'm just saying that they're both
exert some. Sort
I'm just saying by your standard,
actions.
both of these things should be authoritarian, but they're not somehow, and I don't understand why.
Well, I'm just curious. You think it's more or less authoritarian if you intentionally circumvent the Constitution and judicial orders in order to carry out some sort of set of actions?
Yeah, you mean like not enacting the removal of the president of the United States when he's a fucking vegetable in office? That's circumventing your constitutional duty, and then hiding it from. Yes, it is, and then hiding it from the American people. Yes, it is.
Excuse me.
How?
You have an obligation. You have an obligation. If the president's not able to actually enact any of his orders and agendas, and he's unfit for office because he's a fucking vegetable. No, other people around him did. He didn't have the capacity to do it.
He literally did. He was signing executive orders.
Then we should 25th Trump.
Yes, exactly. That would be the duty that they would have had, but they didn't do it.
Does it say in the 25th Amendment that you have a duty to do it?
It's implied that you have a duty to do it. Yes.
No, it's not.
Really? Okay.
Wait. I just want to make sure I got this right. Hang on. I just want to make sure I got this right. So our constitutional framers wanted to make sure that we could have a vegetable for a president.
Hey, buddy, the 25th Amendment
Can you answer my question?
Was an amendment. The framers never even put the 25th Amendment in place. So what you're saying, they had the duty to do.
Hang on. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that I got this right. Regardless, let's say it was made yesterday. Let's just say the 25th Amendment was made yesterday. Do you think that the drafters of that amendment wanted it there so that you could have a vegetable for a president if you wanted to? It was a choice. Can you answer my question?
The legal duty you're saying they have was not put into the Constitution by the framers.
What did I just say? I just said, let's say it was put in yesterday. Let's say it was just put in yesterday. Do you think anybody who would put in...
The framers would have put it in.
Do you think anybody who would put in that amendment would put it in so that you would have a choice to keep a vegetable president or not?
No, they put it in.
Answer my question, bro. Bro, let him answer.
It's just up to the vice president.
So you think?
No.
So you think that the option? No. Yeah, of course it's no. Of course that's there, and they're supposed to enact it. They're supposed to enact it when they're unfit. That's the point.
They can.
You are incorrect, Andrew.
Oh my God! So you actually think?
Why didn't they put the 25th Amendment in?
So you actually think that the drafters,
the 25th Amendment in the Constitution.
The drafters of the 25th. Yeah, well, let's start with this. When was the 25th? When was the 25th put in as an amendment?
I don't know. You're making the argument.
Let us look.
Yeah, let's make sure we get it right.
Andrew, Andrew, I'm just curious. Do you know who wrote the 25th Amendment?
1967.
Yeah, Congress.
1967.
But no, like who's the main like?
That doesn't fucking matter, Cringy. Stop doing it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's because he's doing the Tim Pool thing. So
yeah, so
it was 1967.
Yeah, so this is the clarification, and this was on. Oh, okay. So hang on a second. So this was on the back of the JFK assassination. Yeah. So what do you think the intent of this was, by the way?
To fill vacancies.
To fill vacancies. So if I could give you some express quotes here about the obligation that you would have to remove unfit presidents from office, would you then concede the point?
Depends
potentially.
Who the quote is by, but yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that we had that clear.
Is it a Supreme Court quote?
Yeah, it would depend, but yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I'm pulling up
if
the
Supreme.
Yeah, go ahead.
While you do that, if the Supreme Court said that, like, yeah, sure. Supreme Court's the supreme law of the land, but I at least don't know of any Supreme Court judgment that said the 25th
Well,
must
wait
be
a second. I
enacted.
don't know why you would defer to the Supreme Court as being
Well,
the only
also-
ones who could say this.
I'm also rejecting the fact that Biden couldn't execute his presidential duties, but
True.
Yeah.
Like, if we're using that standard, Trump should have been 25th in 2016. But
Yes.
oh my God.
like,
Yeah, so let me.
the mental faculties of this man are.
Yeah. So
unbelievably
I just wanted to make sure that I got these right.
Yeah.
As far as we must remove unfit presidents from office, this was a quote by Nancy Pelosi. I have another quote from Chuck Schumer, another one from
I don't
Bill
give a fuck about
Clinton,
Nancy
another one
Pelosi
from
or Chuck
Richard
Schumer.
Nixon, another one from. I mean, the list
Yeah,
goes
but the
on
framers
and
of the
on
amendments
and
not Nancy
on.
Pelosi or Chuck Schumer.
Oh fuck! I forgot. I love Richard Nixon. I take all of my constitution.
So I just want to make sure. Hang on. I just want to make
Fuck.
sure. I just want to make sure in
Richard Nixon
modernity,
said that? Oh,
your
yeah.
own. Hang on. Who was Nancy Pelosi in office at the same time as Joe Biden was
You
president?
said the framers. You said the framers.
I'm not talking about the
buddy.
framers right now.
It
That
makes
was an
sense.
hour
You
ago.
were talking about
Talk
the
to me.
framers. You
Tell
said-
me again.
You were
Rick.
talking about the
Bro.
framers of the 27th
Yeah, you
Amendment.
literally said the framers.
Yeah.
You said,
Okay.
do you
We're
think the
way
framers
past
would have
that now.
wanted-
Way past that now. And I didn't
Wait, do you
ask about a
concede that
quote
the
from the
framers-
framers just now. I
do you
said
con-
if I
do you
could quote
concede-
you,
Yeah, I know,
these
because you walked off the
politicians
point.
saying this.
Because you walked off the point.
What are you
acknowledge
talking
the
about?
Framers didn't say
I
anything
need
about
you.
it?
We can go back to that in a second. But let's try this. Do you think
Let's go
Nancy?
back to it
Do you think
now,
that
before
Nancy
you pivot off to
Pelosi?
a
Do you think that
different
Nancy? Because we're on this.
Before you pivot it off to a different
You
thing,
can.
let's talk about
All
the
you're trying to do is
goalpost
run.
shift is
You
just
look
the
at you
same.
running. Look at you running, bro.
The
Do
only
you
way we're
think?
running is you.
Do you think? Yeah, there's five.
You're
There's
running- you're
there's
running from your-
there's five of you. There's five of you. One of me, and I'm the one running. Give me a break. So anyway, real quick.
No, you just pivoted.
Help me
You
out
just
here. Help me out
I
here.
don't give a fuck about
If Nancy
Nancy Pelosi, there's your
Pelosi,
help.
if
I don't
Nancy
care about Nancy
Pelosi,
Pelosi.
okay, so shut up. Let me ask a question. If Nancy Pelosi says that there's a duty to remove unfit presidents from office, then didn't she have a duty to remove Joe Biden from office?
Theoretically, she did. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So then, why didn't she?
By her own standards.
So why
I don't
didn't
like
she?
Nancy Pelosi.
So
I
why
don't
didn't
know.
any of these Democrats who say that they have a duty to do this? Why didn't they do it?
I don't know.
Because then
You don't know?
know?
Because they wanted to keep power, right?
Just,
But again, keep in mind,
need to interrupt you for a
I was
second. Sorry, this
contesting
is
the fact that
moderation.
you said the framers wanted to
this
do
is
this.
just a moderation thing. I'm clicking Antoine because there's too many people up here for debating one person.
Okay, that's fine.
That's just the reality, guys. Yeah, I need to
Picking
pick-
the only
and
black
if
guy
some-
in a
Oh,
panel.
it's sick. Wait,
If
it's
somebody
Literally
else wants,
three
could leave.
Are you
if
sure we
somebody
can't?
else- if
We can't just
somebody else
stick.
could-
You sure we can't just stick with the 6v1?
Guys,
That's
let's
usually how you TikTokers do it.
If somebody else could leave too, that would be great too.
Yeah. So anyway, I'd like to get back to
I'm
the
gonna drop
idea of the
down.
fascist
Wait.
rhetoric.
Okay.
Before
thank
I
you.
drop down,
Sure.
I wanted to say thank you guys. I love you lots, Andrew. I hope you can open jars in the future. And Happy New Year. Happy Jewish New
Yeah, I
Year.
hope you
Talk
stop
to y'all
having
later.
gay sex one day. So anyway, back to this though.
Maybe one day.
Can you tell
Why is
me?
Andrew the only one on the
Wait, why
panel
does that
thinking about
matter?
gay sex?
Yeah, can you tell me real quick what makes Donald Trump a fascist? Because that's where we were at.
Okay, yeah, I think he's done authoritarian actions to like a higher degree than any other president, such
Well,
as
let's
intentionally
establish what a
ignoring-
fascist is first.
Huh?
Let's establish what a fascist is first.
Yeah, ultra-nationalist, authoritarian that engages in like some otherization of a certain group, as well as like as well as like the subversion of individual will.
Okay, so an ultra-nationalism, extreme nationalism, you want to use the definition for that ideology?
That wasn't the only ones that he gave.
Yeah, what? Excuse me?
I'm just specifically talking about this criteria of ultra-nationalism. Do you want to use the definition of ultra-nationalism?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, so a form of
It's
nationalism
it's nationalism to a higher
in which
degree
a
than
country asserts and maintains its hegemony, supremacy, other forms of control over other nations. Ultranationalism entities have been associated with the engagement of political violence even during peacetime. Let's see if we can find something that we can agree to for an ultranationalist definition. Maybe an academic definition? Something like this. Would you associate ultranationalism with racialism, for instance?
Good luck, Cringy. I love you.
Love your racialism.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily.
Yeah, good luck, dude.
The idea of racial supremacy?
The idea of racial, not necessarily.
Okay, so how's this for a definition? Extreme nationalism promotes the interest of one state or people group above all others. Extreme
would say.
devotion to one's own nation. Ultranationalism is often associated with the notion of a national rebirth. Would you agree with that?
National, yeah, generally, yes.
A national rebirth.
Like make America great again. That's probably, I think that's probably invoking some sort of national rebirth
Okay.
concept.
I'm fine. I'm fine with using that. And then what was the other criteria that you had?
Authoritarianism.
Authoritarianism.
Centralization of power.
Okay, and that's what makes fascist fascist?
No. And then I said otherization of a group of people.
Otherization being...
Yeah, like saying that these group of people aren't us. These group of people need to be like removed or dealt with in some sort of way.
Removed or dealt with.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I got this right. So I think we have the definition of ultranationalism down, right? And then you add authoritarianism to it, and then otherization of people. Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so how's that different from communism? From like the USSR, communist USSR, how's that different?
Communism or socialism explicitly is all people. Communists or socialists.
No. That's I gave you a specific example. How's this different than the USSR?
Yeah, USSR or communism. I guess we could just quote Marx here. It's like
No. The USSR itself, not Marxist theory.
You're talking about the USSR.
Not Marxist theory. How is your definition not apply 100% to the USSR?
Yet USSR wasn't like authorizing groups of people.
Yes, they were. They otherized Jewish people. They otherized black people. They otherized anybody who wasn't part of the state apparatus. They otherized huge groups of people. What are you talking about?
This isn't a bullet bite, bro. This is like, obviously they did that.
Obviously.
Yeah, no, I agree, but it wasn't the Jesus Christ. It wasn't the centerpiece of their ideology. Or like the
yes, it was the very first thing.
I mean, if you want to say,
yes, it was the center point. If you want to
say they authorized landlords or capitalists, I might agree with you. But if you're going to say like it was like explicitly like racially aligned, I would disagree.
No, it doesn't have to be racially aligned, does it? We just got your definition, didn't we? And you just said otherizing groups of people. You didn't say anything about it having to have a racial category. Now you're just making shit up. How does the USSR differ from your definition of fascism exactly?
Yeah, because the USSR didn't like. I guess that is fascist, sure.
All right, I appreciate your time, man. I hope you have a wonderful day.
The fascist state is fascist.
I know. I know the communist state of Russia were fascist.
Yeah, we're not communists.
So what were they going to war with the fascists over exactly? What were they going to war with them for?
Who? The USSR against the Nazis?
Yeah, what were they going to war with the fascists?
The Nazis were also fascists.
Yeah, but you remember how the USSR called them fascists?
Yeah.
Yeah, what were they what was that thing they were fighting with them over, do you think?
Wait. Hold on, Andrew. I just
No, hold on, nothing. I'm not debating 4 people, I'm debating 1 person. Let him answer.
Yeah, I guess the USSR.
Not you, dude. I'm talking to the host.
Okay.
Huh? Excuse me?
I just asked you, what do you think that the communists were fighting with the people they called the fascisti over?
Yeah, they're like economic ideologies and principles.
That's what you think they were fighting over?
Yeah, probably like land, territory, and like nationalistic ideology as well. Yeah.
Those probably had a different definition.
So you think? So you think that the Soviet Union, the communist Soviet Union? Okay, well let's just try this one then. What about Mao Zedong? Or Pol Pot? How about, was Pol Pot a fascist too?
You're just naming horrible people. We don't align with those guys.
I'm talking about Pol Pot's Cambodia communist nation. Were they fascist as well under your definition?
Yeah, they would be.
Yeah, they would be. And then Mao would also be a fascist.
Okay, well, Andrew, what do you think? Andrew, what do you think fascism is?
Fascism seeks to unite the corporate body with the state, and it utilizes the symbol of the fascisti to do so. It's saying that there's 2 heads, 1 body. It's corporatization is what fascism is. You guys have always gotten this wrong because you don't know history and you're all fucking stupid. So that's what fascism is. Has nothing. It is true that there are hallmarks to fascism which can include authoritarianism, though Franco Spain was far less authoritarian than Mussolini's Italy was. So yeah, that's what fascism is. It's a uniting of the corporate body of the state with the head of state, for the interest of the people. That's what they consider fascism to be. Under your criteria, all communist nations were fascist, the fascist nations were fascist, and the United States would even be fascist during World War II. How did the United States not otherize people? How the United States otherized everybody during World War II? They were ultra-nationalist by your definition during World War II. They fit all the boxes. So was the United States also fascist?
I don't think the United States was ultranationalist in the way you're putting them to be.
Okay, well, which part of this do you disagree with, even though you just agreed to this definition of ultranationalism? You said that ultranationalism and agreed it's extreme nationalism promotes the interest of one state and people above all others, extreme devotion to one's nation. Ultranationalism combined
if that was true, I don't think
with the notion of national rebirth, that was all the propaganda around World War II, and we most certainly otherized groups of people, and that's where the idea of American exceptionalism came from. We're the best. We're the greatest. Nobody else matters. Let him answer, dude, not you. Let him answer.
I think if we were the best, why we give all the land and territory conquered back to the countries that
you didn't say that land
we'd liberated.
You did not say that land expansion was definitionally fascist. You gave three criteria, and under those three criteria, I want to know how the United States was not fascist under those criteria.
I think if we were going to put the interests of our citizens above the interests of all others, we wouldn't even be participating within the war. Because we wouldn't want to send over our men to unalive for people for the fucking Britons.
They fucking attacked us, you twit. The Japanese attacked us. The Japanese attacked us.
Andrew, you're a fuckface. Germany never attacked us.
Okay, wait.
So hold on.
The Germans declared war on the United States the day after the Japanese attacked us, retard.
Stupid fuck. Let me talk.
When did Okay, talk. I can't wait to hear this.
Let me talk. I understand you're a fuckface and you can't let anyone else talk. Because you think
Go
you're
ahead.
the center
Go ahead,
of
bro.
the whole fucking
Go
world.
ahead. Stop talking. No meta. No meta. Just make the argument. No meta. No meta.
So you're right. You're right. Japan did attack us. You're missing the fact that no one in Europe, no one in Africa attacked us. Yet we sent troops to Africa and Europe. So explain that one.
Can you tell me when?
No. Explain that. No. We're not going to ask a question.
Okay.
Don't ask a question. Explain how we went to Europe and Africa when no one in Europe or Africa attacked us. Explain that.
Okay, I'll explain it to you. December.
You cannot.
I'm going to explain it right now.
Go for it.
Okay, shut the fuck up so I can. December 7th, 1941, Japan staged a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. Do you agree with that or not?
Yes, Japan.
December 11th, 1941.
No,
Shut up. I'm answering the questions.
Bro, you gotta let us.
Dude.
I don't know why you asked me that question.
I'm just going to answer. I just asked you if you agreed. Shut up.
Let him fucking talk. Jesus.
Germany declared war on the United States 4 days later. Germany declared war on the United States 4 days later, stupid.
They never attacked us, did they?
They declared war on us, you fucking idiot.
Did they attack us?
What is a declaration? Can you tell me what a declaration of war is, dummy?
It's a statement
that you're now at war.
It's a hold on. I'll answer the question.
To be clear here, they were using.
Yes, answer. I can't wait to hear it.
It's a statement saying that you are our enemy.
It's a statement that you're at fucking war, stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a statement saying you are our enemy. That's what I said.
What
right?
a dumb fuck. You got to be the dumbest fuck I've talked to tonight. They declared war on us, dummy.
To be clear here, Germany was using unrestricted submarine warfare and U.S. trade merchant
Correct.
ships.
And by the way, you can even go.
That trade matters is because we are sending troops and support to UK during this conflict.
We were not. First of all, we were not sending boots on the ground in Europe. We were sending supplies.
This is how I know you don't know shit about World War II.
Oh, you didn't even know that they declared war on us. Go ahead.
We were absolutely sending troops to the United Kingdom during World War II.
No, that's not what I said. Pre-World War II.
And support. Hold on. And support with regards to ammunition and aid. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's not. Hold on. I just got done saying the same thing.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, saying we weren't supporting the war effort.
Oh my God! I didn't say we weren't supporting the war effort. I said we weren't sending soldiers to fight. No, I didn't. You're not listening.
You don't know history. It's
Bro,
fine.
you're the
I
only one here
understand
who
you
doesn't
don't
know history, so I'll walk you through it.
You're a dumbass.
Oh, dude,
It's fine.
how could I be the dumbass? You didn't even know they declared war on us 4 days after Pearl
I
Harbor,
didn't
you
say
idiot.
They didn't. I said they didn't attack us. Did I not?
Do we have a right to go to war with
Literally,
people
you
who...
can't even understand words, Andrew.
Do you...
Andrew, you fail to
Okay.
understand words.
Well, when you're done, Sparky, let me know.
I understand you
Okay.
cannot understand
Yeah.
words, Andrew.
Go ahead, bro.
You
Keep going.
try to control a conversation by saying a bunch of shit that's
Hey, look.
Can't wait
we
to
need
hear it.
We need to bring the conversation back to what we were talking about. What were we talking about before?
Oh, well, this was really simple. Stupid over here was saying that the Germany didn't attack us, so we had no justification to be in Europe, even though the Germans declared war on us 4 days after Pearl
Well, there was
Harbor, because he's that
justification.
fucking stupid.
The
He's
correct argument
actually
that there
that
is-
stupid.
There's more like isolationist policies that the U.S. could have taken.
You mean
that would've-
ultra-nationalist?
Huh? No, I said isolationist and ultra-nationalist.
We were already
policies.
isolationist at the time of World War II.
Well, yeah, obviously, I know
They
there was more
declared war
there's-
on us, dude.
Jesus Christ, bro.
They
There's
declared-
more isolation. There's more isolationist and more ultra-nationalist
We weren't
policies.
isolationist,
Policies
though.
the U.S. could have taken in order to mitigate or potentially not.
They
not even send over.
declared war on us after we got hit with a surprise attack by their fucking allies. What are you talking about?
We were
How does the
supporting
United
war
States
effort.
not fit into the categories of all three of the criteria you gave me for fascist? How?
Yeah, I don't think it was like ultra-nationalist to the degree I'm talking about.
Well,
But
what
yeah,
is
I
the
get there-
degree you're talking about?
Because we weren't in a dictatorial state, Andrew.
So I would say ultranationalist or an embodiment would be if you're intentionally talking about taking over or attacking allies.
What?
Would that be an example
Wait,
of
what?
No, we weren't in a dictatorial
Wait,
state.
wait, wait,
Like,
wait.
what are you
You don't
talking
have to
about?
be. Dictatorial state was never in his criteria for what fascist
That is
was.
the definition of fascism.
It was
Andrew.
no, it's not the definition of fascism.
It
So
absolutely
monarchies are fascist.
Oh my fucking god! It's part of the definition of fascism.
Oh, so it's
Andrew.
not the definition of fascism now.
It's part of the definition of.
Oh,
say,
now it's
fascism.
part of it. But it wasn't
Yes,
his. Then how?
obviously it's part
Then
of
how
it.
come he didn't give that as part of his definition when I asked
I
him?
don't know, dude.
Exactly. So why don't you stay out of the conversation that you don't even know what's going on?
Why are you being anti-intellectualism by stating something that's not true?
Well, that wouldn't be anti-intellectualism, me correcting you when you don't even know what the conversation's about. Why don't you just
It is
calm
if
down
you're-
for
if you're
5 seconds?
actively stating things that aren't true.
What am I stating that's not true?
Do you recognize that dictatorial state is part of fascism?
No, that's not the criteria he gave. No.
It absolutely is. No. Hold on, Andrew. It's not about
No,
what he said.
Brent,
it's about
Brent,
facts.
Do you
talking about
realize
crazy
that
stuff.
he
Okay,
gave?
look,
Did the guy
I'm
I
gonna
argue
take
with
points,
give
okay?
It
definition?
doesn't matter.
Did the guy I'm arguing with give a definition or not?
He's gone. Okay.
Jesus Christ, he was retarded.
Who was that? I'm sorry. Was that Kate?
Fucking, he's an idiot.
No,
So
that
anyway,
was
back to
Brent. It
this.
wasn't
Maybe we
Steven.
can finish this. What if it's extreme nationalism promotes the interest of one state or people above all others? The United States was clearly doing that pre-World War II and post-World War II, especially with the rhetoric of American exceptionalism and things like that. They were saying that America needed to put, and their interests needed to be put over the interests of all others. How does that not fit the criteria of ultranationalism?
Yeah, I think there's definitely more ultranationalist policies to the degree I'd be talking about in order to qualify as ultranationalist in the sense I guess I'm trying to invoke.
Like?
For example, post World War II, instead of just explicitly giving money to help rebuild Europe, the United States could have put that money on loans in order to profit more for our citizens.
Also, really
No,
sorry.
no,
to
no,
interrupt
no,
you.
no.
Wait,
No,
Andrew,
no,
please.
that makes no sense.
He's gonna
Listen.
say something.
Oh, dude.
Okay, wasn't your original claim about fascism, not ultranationalism?
And one of the criteria for fascism was
Yeah, ultranationalism.
okay,
That's one
great. So
criteria.
we're
That's
on
one
that
criteria.
So that's why we're on that point right now. So anyway, so back to this. Before Dummy interrupted, let's just make sure that we get this clear. The reconstruction of these foreign nations was done specifically to avoid another future war, like what happened post-Treaty of Versailles. It was very much in the United States' interest to do that, putting themselves
Yeah, I'm
first,
just
putting
saying that-
themselves first still.
No, that's not putting themselves.
I'm
first.
Yes,
saying
it
what
was
I'm
putting
saying-
themselves first. The only
Wait,
reason
I'm
that we
just- I'm-
involved ourselves in the Reconstruction is because it was in our best interest. It served us best.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
it also
I'm just
served
gonna-
other nations. So
just-
this
just-
wouldn't be
But the
ultranationalism,
criteria
it would be
isn't
detachment
is the
of these other
criteria for
nations.
ultranationalism is extreme nationalism promotes the interest of one state or people above all others. Not that you can't tangentially help other people while you're putting yourself first.
Yes. Yeah. As I was saying, I think there's been more what do we call it, extractionary policies the U.S. could have implemented while rebuilding Europe. That I think would have like more encapsulated like the version of ultranationalism I'm trying
But
to.
that wouldn't have been in our best interest, and our best interest
do you
are
mean
what are that's what the ultranationalist definition you agreed to was, that we're putting our best interest first.
I could certainly think of ones that could be like more extractionary. in the case
How?
of
How
your
could it
best
be better
interest.
than we have an American port in
could-
every single nation? The dollar becomes the world reserve currency. Not to mention, with all of these various ports, we get access to all seaboards across the entirety of the world, which guarantees our trade. What could we ever have done,
Yeah,
which would have been more ultranationalist than that?
Like when we were investing in rebuilding Europe, you could have they could have said, okay, well, in 50 years, you're going to need to start paying off this loan for this amount of money, so we get like something back from this.
Dude, we basically did do that. We just did it through the various trade embargoes that are enforced with our United States Navy. They have to pay for that security. Not only that, the Japanese are only allowed to have a defensive force via treaty with us so that we could have an American port there. All for us. That
Okay,
would
but they're
fit.
not
That
putting
fits
us back,
every
right?
criteria that you have for ultranationalism, dude.
Yeah, but I think when we again, like I think when the version of ultranationalism I'm trying to invoke, when I think we look at some of the rhetoric used around the reconstruction of Europe post World War II, we're not. It's not so much that like we are the best and like we're doing this purely for the interest of our nation, but we're doing this like out of some sort of like moral good.
We weren't. No, we were doing it purely out of the interest of our nation, and so was England. Both countries were doing it out of their best interest. Otherwise, we never would have allowed the Soviet Union to get involved either, right? But they wanted to do things out of their best interest as well. All of these countries were serving their own interest first before anybody else's. That's the exact definition you agreed to of ultranationalism. Why are you running away from that now? Why are you adding this new criteria of like, but they might have been somewhat
No,
altruistic?
I do agree to an extent. I do agree to an extent. I am backtracking and
Totally.
Like, adding in some. No, yeah,
Totally,
no, of course.
totally. So how?
Yeah,
so
yeah, of
so
course I would.
how is World War II America not fascist again by your criteria?
Yeah. I again, like I think we look at like our allies and like the rhetoric we're invoking or helping them. Again, it was like there's some sort of like moral or higher good.
No.
So like helping Europe
That,
rebuild.
do you really think that the United States was doing this out of altruism, or were they putting bases everywhere and making sure that we were pivoting ourselves into being the global superpower? That was purely self-serving.
Yeah, no, I do think this was purely self-serving. but
Okay,
this
so
also-
then it's
but this also wasn't- wait,
ultranationalism, bro.
But this also wasn't at the detriment of other.
Yes, it
those
was
other
at the
countries.
detriment. How could you say Japanese can never have an offensive military that's not at their detriment?
Yeah, that was definitely not the detriment to
So
Japanese. people. I think
you're
they're
just a
kind- they're kind-
contradiction
Wait,
machine,
I'm sorry.
bro.
Do you think the economy? Do you think if we let the Japanese just remilitarize and like continue doing whatever fucking imperialist shit they were doing?
Yeah, it wouldn't be in our best interest, would it?
Wait, I'm sorry. Do you think they'd have a better economy now, or if you
Yes.
just let them continue doing
Oh
what
yeah,
they're
sure,
doing
of
now,
course. I think that if the Japanese had an offensive military and were allowed to use offensive military style exercises, their economy would be better. Their people group would be better off. Sure.
Okay, wait,
And
why-
by the
why do you
way,
think- why
but
do you
let's
think-
just hang on. Let me just grant it. Let me just grant no that it wouldn't. We had no way to foresee that. We put those restrictions on them purely for our own self-interest and
No,
at
it
their
wasn't for our
detriment.
self-interest. It was also for the interest of other Asian countries and other countries that they could have possibly invaded.
Like who?
Other Asian countries, like I
Like
said,
which
other
ones?
countries that they could have possibly invaded.
Like which ones? China?
Vietnam?
Do you mean the country we went to war with?
Yeah.
Look at the big brain on Brad. So it sounds all like it's all ultra nationalistic to me.
Thanks for the donuts.
Yeah, but like typically when we're talking about ultranationalist, I think typically when we're talking about like ultranationalist or ultranationalism, I don't really feel like there's any sort of like higher or like moral good people are trying to invoke in order to like get these sort of policies or invoke this kind of
Based on
national-
what? There's no definition of ultranationalism that has anything to do with moral prescriptive oughts. That the moral prescriptive ought that you can't help other nations because you put your nation first. That's literally nowhere definition anywhere. You're just making that up as you go.
Okay, wait. I'm just curious. Do you think we could have like treaty Versailles Japan or?
What? No, we couldn't have treaty of Versailles it. No.
Okay, so do you're aware of the treaty after World War I that was placed in Germany, correct?
Yes, the Treaty of Versailles that you're referencing, but
Yeah, okay.
that was a
You
different
think we could've-
context, though.
We could have done that to Japan, though, correct?
No, because
No, why not?
Japan.
That was unconditional surrender. We could have.
No, we couldn't, because what the Treaty of Versailles did was it split Germany up, and it gave part of it to the French, and it gave part of it to the Polish, and this is what led
no,
to.
I'm talking about the.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm talking about the loan part, the extraction part, where Germany was made to pay, well, it's actually inconceivable amounts of money back to the Allies for essentially losing the war.
Yeah,
I'm asking, like,
for restitutions. No, for us it was
yes.
it was in
But
our.
we didn't do that to Japan.
Yeah,
We gave-
because we put an American fucking port there. That's why.
Yeah, but we still could have done that, though, correct?
No,
This was
no,
unconditional
we
surrender.
couldn't
We
have.
ever
The
wanted to.
whole point of the deal that we were making with them was you have no defensive military. We now have access to this entire seaboard for trade, for whatever the hell it is that we want. And we went in, by the way, and we westernized that, and we used Japan as a launching area for the Korean War. So the thing
Okay,
is like it was in our best interest. It was all for us.
So again, what was stopping us from implementing some sort of extractionary like Treaty of Versailles policy in Japan again?
They would have started fighting with us again.
Would have started fighting. What do you mean? They unconditional surrendered. We
And
owned the
yeah,
territory.
yeah,
we
and then
owned control.
what happened in World War I? Germany unconditionally surrendered, right?
Uh-huh.
And did they start fighting with people again?
Of course they did.
Oh,
of course they did.
wait a second. So then, doesn't matter if
But we-
there's
we
an
literally could've-
unconditional surrender, does it? What matters
We
is
could've-
that you
I'm
have
sorry,
one
but
that lasts a long
To
time.
be clear, Germany wasn't like military occupied in a way Japan was. We could have
No, it was way worse.
Military. I'm sorry. To be clear, we could have continued a military occupation of Japan, not only built any army, and an extreme extractionary,
If you
economic policy.
only if you wanted them to start
Treaty
killing you, sure. Just like what happened in Germany.
Why you can't remilitarize if you're like occupied, if there's a military occupying your island? I don't know how you're supposed to do that. Excuse me.
What? Wait, what? Wait. So
How do
you're
you start
you're
rear-
saying
how do you start rearming your military if another country?
how
controls
did the
literally
North
your entire
Vietnamese
state?
army fight with us when they were occupied by the French before us and then occupied by us? How were they able to continue to fight with us, sir?
The North Vietnamese army could control like vast swaths of territory.
So wait a second. You're saying that
factories.
peasants can pick up rifles and start shooting your fucking people. Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But again, we control again. And just to be clear, here, we controlled everything. We controlled everything Japan had, all of it.
Except their citizenry. So if you put too oppressive a policy when you're an occupying force on a citizenry, they tend to start killing you, right? And we learned that lesson from the Treaty of Versailles, the thing that you brought up, the unconditional surrender thing that you brought up, and that led to World War II thing we're talking about. And so
I
in
agree.
Japan,
I think it's-
Japan, it was in our best interest to have ourselves a nice American port there, with them having a defensive military only and being our bitch forever and ever and ever.
I would agree to an extent. There's definitely like more authoritarian aspects or alternate aspects you could like have levied on Japan. I 110% think.
Okay, so then all of this seems to fit with ultranationalism, bro. Sorry.
Huh?
So all this seems to fit with
again, I don't
Americans
think
being ultranationalist.
when I'm trying to invoke ultranationals, actually, a lot of times I do think ultranationalism is like at the detriment to the country who's engaging in it because they don't understand long term. I'm correcting here. They don't understand like long term.
Take the L. Take the L. It's
Long-
bad, dude.
Long term policy
And
goals.
stop googling while Andrew's
think
talking.
you have like a-
Legion of
like a
Fair
I'm
Play.
playing fucking enlisted, dude. What the hell?
All right.
Brain hemorrhage
Well, I
out
enjoyed
here.
the conversation, guys. I got another panel I'm going to jump on. You all have a wonderful night. Thank you for having me up on your panel. I did enjoy the conversation. I bear
Yeah,
you
we
no.
appreciate you.
I bear
Andrew,
you no
bro.
ill will
Big
at all.
fan, dude.
All right. Take care, guys.
Fanboy.
Yeah, man.
Bye.
Pickles. Yeah, good shit though.
Fanboy.
Yeah, man.